Alright guys, welcome back to the channel on this rainy day, and I kind of want to go over my favorite deck of this format. This is really a awesome solid deck. With Lugias running around and single prize decks running around, I wanted to put myself in a really good position of having a deck that matches up against anything in the meta, and I think that this deck is highly slept on. But before we go into the video, go ahead and be sure that you like and subscribe to the channel. That way it lets me know that you enjoy the content I'm bringing out for you guys, and it also lets you know that when I'm bringing out new content, so be sure you hit the post notification bell. But with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about this deck. It is called Regigigas. So Regigigas is a single prize deck, and his basically ability is get all the Regis into the play line, and then he can start attaching special energy from the discard pile onto your other Regis and start beating in. So we'll go ahead and go over the deck list here real quick and talk about what we're playing here. So first off, we're starting out with 3 Regigigas, the heart and soul of the deck. He's the guy that's going to get all your playline in. We're playing 3 just because Lost City is like a thing, and on top of that, he is really good in the VMAX deck. So I think with the new Radiant Eternity's card coming out, and also with Mew VMAX being very prominent, this card is so great because with a choice belt, it can hit for 330. It's a free prize knockout with 1 card. And for another free of the Regi line, we're playing 3 of the Regieleki from Evolving Skies. Now there is a new Regieleki that states that you can discard energy to snipe off the bench, but we're not wanting to do that. We're not wanting to walk ourselves right into a Manphy for no reason when this guy can base hit for 120 off his Terra Spark ability, and that's 240 on a Lugia. And then starts helping set up some of them Lugia boards and knock out. They're playing Manphy, yeah, it's there, but you're not gonna have a Lugia V-Star pretty convincingly. With a choice belt, you're pretty much there, and then if you get this off real early, then you're probably gonna be knocking them Lugia V-Stars out and making it really good for your gameplay. And also on top of that, against like a Lost Box, he does like so much great math. So knocks anything out, starts setting up to where you're breezing through the play lines. And then everything else, we're going to play in a 2-2 line. We're playing 2 of the Regidrago. It's obviously becoming one of my favorite cards. Not only does it hit for 160 when you get Auroras loaded up onto it, it has a Dragon's Horde ability that lets you draw till you have 4. So you can replenish your hand down. You make a plays and then just get like 4 brand new just off his ability, and that's just so good. This is actually one of my favorite cards in the deck. A lot of reason why I'm playing the deck. 2 of the Regias. Regias is a really good stun, but I think with this deck, especially with like Lugia, I think that you're not going to rely too much on the stun aspect as you are just trying to like knock into their V-Stars. I don't think that this deck has a problem taking care of V-Stars, but Regias does give you that stun ability to help you keep on playing. And then we're playing 2 of the Regirock. Now this actually does come up because he is a fighting, and Arceus is weak at fighting, so if you're playing a lot of fighting, you could just load him up and he hits for 280 on an Arceus, which knocks out an Arceus V-Star. So all kinds of spread here, guys. We got spread for almost everything. And then last, we got 2 of the Regis still. So he does 220, and then but it masses off if for retreat cost. But what's cool about him is if you're facing like a Mew match or just something that has a free retreat, he swings for 220, and it's really nice. And on top of that, even when he gets buffed down, if you're playing like Kyurem or you're playing I guess just the Ice Rider, he hits them in for weakness, so it's good for that match. But you won't see that a lot in this format, but it's there for there. And on top of that, you just want to have these just to be able to get your bench loaded up to where you can start playing. And then for the searchers to get our stuff in, we're going to play 4 to Quick Ball, 2 of the Ultra Ball, and 1 of the Heavy Hisuian Ball. Now, I am probably thinking about going forward about cutting one Ultra Ball down for a Pal Pad, just because some of the times I want to be able to have my really good supporters to be recycled back. But you do want to have yourself a really good option here, because we are not playing the Battle VIP Pass in this list. I just don't think that the Battle VIP Pass is that really great of a card past your first turn of activation. It's a dead card in your hand, and if you're needing to get cards out of your hand, for your Regigigas play. Battle VIP Pass just clunks up. It's really not good to draw off the prize cards. I just think Battle VIP Pass to me is a really powerful card when it's in a deck that it can be really good in, such as a Mew that can take your hand, that takes its hand out, Lost Box, which it can just banish it. But this deck, I just don't think Battle VIP Pass is just optimal when we can play cards such as Trekking Shoes. Trekking Shoes is a really great card that come out in Astral Radiance. It lets you look at the top card of your deck, and you could either add it to your hand or you could discard it into the discard pile. And then you basically draw a card past that point. This card can help you start getting your energies into the discard pile to where when you start setting your boards up, great. Hey, they may take a couple of Regis off if you get a couple of prize cards, but when you start trading back with them, you have everything loaded up and it's there. It does help you dig out of tight situations. I had a game that I played today that activated 2 of these and I was able to help me build up a board and actually able to play through. I did lose the game because it was the mirror, but this card is so great in this list. And another card that really pops off in this list is 4 copies of the Scoop Up Now. Now, some people are playing 3. I think that's incorrect because if they start, especially in the mirror decks that just start poking, because you can't play Manphy in this, so when they start getting additional damage counters on you, this is just null and void. And then sometimes you just got to get these weird, make these weird play lines out where your Regigigas is live, and this just helps out so much because the Regis do have like a really high retreat cost on them, and Scoop Up Net just kind of helps solve some of that. Just needing to get your real good piece into your hand to move your bench up to your active. This is a card that I'm thinking about bumping up, but I'm playing it at 3 now. Just want to still do more testing. Playing 3 Ordinary Rod. This is your recycle card that helps you get your stuff back. So if you had to like pitch it off a ball or they just start taking knockouts, trading back and forth, this card like really makes it to where you're in a really good game state. And then for the tools I'm playing in the deck, I'm playing 2 Choice Belt and 1 Lost Vacuum. This is just for numbers on Mew, and this is just to help you just dig into this to get rid of like Temple of Sinnoh. You don't really lose nothing in this deck, honestly, outside of Temple of Sinnoh and like Bat RNG, but this is kind of help with the Temple of Sinnoh and taking and trading off with Mew. Sometimes if they don't activate the 4 Stillstone, trying to wait for a load up, you can just get rid of that before it's activated, and then they can't play. And then why this deck is really prominent right now, and why I think it's prominent in anywhere you take it. 3, Path to the Peak. Path to the Peak is like Mystic Mine in Pokemon. It tells Roblox Pokemon cannot play the game, and it puts Lugia back a turn or 2 behind this deck that lets you start just taking shots on their Lugia Vs. And over the 4th Path to the Peak, I decided to play the 1 Pokestop. It just does come up to times to where you may path and you may have here, but you just needed that one card just to get yourself into a good position to keep on playing through, especially like in the mirror. That's why I played a 1 copy of the Pokestop. It really does come up to try to help dig for some of them items, because in this list you're not playing Battle VIP Pass, so you have to get into them items such as your balls, such as your Trekking Shoes, and that's card like really just really kind of helps center it all together, and that's what I really like about this lineup right here. And also on top of that, including with Lost Vacuum, it's just another way to out Temple of Sinnoh. So you have 5 ways to out Temple of Sinnoh, so we're not worried about Temple of Sinnoh in this deck at all. And then for the support lineup, now this is the way I'm playing it. I could change it in the future, but this is what I'm testing with at the moment. I'm playing Free to Professor Research, and I know that it's like, oh my god, you're not playing a 4 for this. This card, double seeing this card really feels bad, and on top of that, there's sometimes that you have these hands with this deck that you don't want to just Temple of Sinnoh with your supporter for turn. And where that's bridged out right now, in my opinion, is Serena. Serena lets you do one of 2 things. It lets you guss up one of your Vs to take a knockout, or it gives you the option to discard your hand down, putting special energies into the discard pile. That way you can start and then replenish your hand to get your board set back up if you get knocked out, or if you're just behind on your board state. And then I'm playing 2 Marnie and 1 Boss's Orders. The Marnie path combo in here is so nasty, and especially like if you're playing single prize matches, Marnie really just puts them so far behind on the time clock that it gives you a better, it really just puts you in a really great spot. Like they had to like sack off some RNG luck, but Marnie like gets you there. The only thing that I've considered maybe playing in this list is like maybe cutting this to 2 and playing 1 more Boss's Orders just for the single prize matches, because you don't have a real good way this doesn't gust with them, and if you get rid of this, it does feel bad. But once I probably test with the Pal Pad, I could just like keep this as is. So you can kind of play a little around with this, maybe cut like 1 of these or play like 3 of these, and only play like 1 Marnie and play like 2 Bosses and play like a 2-2 line. But I think that's what's kind of like really good about this deck is you do have flexibility. You can cut a Trekking Shoes to play another 1 copy of Trekking Shoes to play a supporter if that's what you feel like. But I just feel like so far, outside of maybe not playing the Pal Pad, I feel like everything here is like super duper clean. And then for the last, we're gonna go to Special Energy. So I'm playing Fort Aurora Energy. It's really the best card in the deck. When this card leaves the format, it's really gonna be, this deck I think really does fall like way behind. I'm playing 2 Speed Energy just because we're trying to, this deck is really built up around the Regigigas versus Lugia. 2 Gift Energy, I see people playing 1. I think that's so incorrect. Just getting this on, getting your hand size down, and if you know that they're able to take a knockout next turn, why not replenish your hand or get yourself combo pieces? This deck really struggled for a long time with getting combo pieces or being able to like recover past a hit. This card is so great, so good. 2 Capture Energy works just like as a quick ball in a sense. It's just you can attach for turn. So sometimes it's like putting Regigigas down on the board, attaching this, going second, playing your board out the best you can, trying to build up a board. You get that 20 Terror Spark off, I meant the 20 Static Shock off, and then you could really get yourself into the game really quickly. And then we're playing Double Twin Energy. The fact that this card is a double colorless for free is really nice. I had a game to where I was like, I double hard attached this to him, and I was setting him up as an attacker. And then when he got promoted, I was like, okay, I went ahead and used his ability to grab 1. So I had like, I had right here 5 hit for 150, knocked out, they turn around hit, and I drew for like 6. So that's just what's so like really good about this deck. It's just like you can, with the right hand, with the right navigator, and with the right scenarios, you could just really recover, really put yourself in the 2 attacker position to where you're like really in a good spot. But anyways, guys, that's gonna wrap up this deck profile for today. I'm glad I got to actually showcase this deck with you guys, because I think it's just so fun and it's just so kind of slept on in this meta right now. I know it does see a couple of tops here and there, but I think it's like one of them decks like Mew that when you go off, like you're in a really good game state, and it's always, and everything here is splashable. So I mean, everything here is splashable, fixable, but doing it to your liking. That the only thing that you probably had to follow is the Regiline, and outside of that, the Regiline and the Scoop Up Net line, and everything else is just buildaboard.com. But anyways, guys, appreciate y'all tuning into this deck profile, and I will see y'all, and then I'll see y'all in the next episode.